Hello, you're watching VNews Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories. Work starts on two big projects in Ho Chi Minh City. Modern retailing puts greater pressure on domestic firms. Vietnamese traditional music reaches out to the world. On June 26, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc attended the groundbreaking ceremonies for a second facility of oncology hospital and a flood control project in Ho Chi Minh City. With an estimated investment of $258.6 million, the facility in District 9 will have 1,000 beds, helping ease the pressure on the oncology hospital, which has to accommodate a large number of patients that sometimes exceeds 170% of its capacity. The Prime Minister said the party and state always pay heed to healthcare services for the people, including the construction of hospitals. With the growing number of people with cancer, approximately 150,000 cases a year, the construction of specialized hospitals like this one will meet rising demand for medical examinations and treatment. The same day, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc attended the ceremony to launch a flood control project, which aims to shelter 6.5 million people in the downtown area of 570 square kilometers from tidal flooding, which is becoming serious with rising sea level and sinking land in the city as consequences of climate change and urbanization. At an investment of $442.5 million, the project will build 6 big tide controlling sluices, which still allow boats and ships going through. Speaking at the ceremony, Prime Minister Phuc said the project has a great significance to the development of Ho Chi Minh City. He stressed the need to develop a good infrastructure, particularly flood control facilities, to realize its long-term development goals. The same day, construction of a 5-star complex of hotel, entertainment and resort kicked off in Cửa Lò Town, central Nghệ An province. Deputy Prime Minister Vương Đình Huệ attended the groundbreaking ceremony. Invested by Vingroup, Vinpearl Cơ Hội project has total investment capital of more than 900 billion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $40.6 million, including high-end resort villas, 5-star hotel, restaurants, reception house, and other convenient facilities. Once completed, the internationally standardized complex is expected to make breakthroughs in the socio-economic development of Nghệ An province in general and Cửa Lò Town in particular. The project is also forecast to help the province to realize the target of welcoming millions of tourists each year. The provincial authorities promised to create favorable conditions for the investor to effectively implement the project. The government has ordered relevant ministries, agencies and localities to improve the use of official development assistance and preferential loans to ensure the safety of public debts.
Qualified projects and programs will be added into the annual and mid-term investment plans, ensuring Vietnam's commitments involving site clearance, compensation, human resources, and sufficient capital. To accelerate the negotiations, signing, approval, and implementation of projects, the Ministry of Planning and Investment is asked to work with the Finance Ministry and relevant ministries and agencies to issue a circular guiding the implementation of a decree on ODA management and use and a scheme on attracting, managing and using ODA and preferential loans between 2016 and 2020. The Finance Ministry will promptly fine-tune the government's decree about on-lending for local authorities and a draft decision about on-lending programs and projects while determining the safety level of ODA and preferential loans. The government also urged for increased monitoring over project appraisal and approval. State management agencies were required to convene periodic meetings with donors to review the implementation.
Modern retail channels will account for 40% of the total retail sales by 2020, compared to only 25% at present, pushing domestic retailers into a fierce battle with foreign firms who are eyeing a bigger share of the fast-growing Vietnamese market.
Vietnam is home to about 800 supermarkets, 168 shopping malls, 8,660 traditional markets, and more than 1 million small household shops. The Vietnam Retail Association said traditional retail outlets still dominate the market, representing a great challenge for the growth of modern formats. However, the association noted that the country's open-door economic policy is creating plenty of opportunities for modern retailing, with the entry of many foreign retailers during recent years. The increasing presence of foreign players in the market will motivate domestic firms to change for the better, particularly in terms of capability and competitiveness. Yet, domestic retailers are suffering from a wide range of issues, particularly limited financial resources and a lack of capable personnel. They are also restrained by the 15% cap on advertising expenses of total legitimate costs, while their overseas rivals are not affected by this rule. So, improving competitiveness for local retailers has been top priority for the association, which has been engaged in policy-making process for the retail industry and provided human resources and management training courses for its company members. It is vital for domestic firms to shift from traditional shopping channels to modern ones, and they should invest in convenience stores, supermarkets or cooperatives to encourage the distribution of high-quality made-in-Vietnam products.
The Vietnam Pangasius Association will take various measures to achieve stable and sustainable development of the charfish sector between now and 2019.
Specifically, the association will improve the quality of shellfish from the stage of choosing fries to cleaning breeding facilities, as well as enhance corporate capacity for adapting to strict technical barriers in the future, considering it a top task to the sector. The improvement is prompted by the European Union's demand for quality products and the U.S. Anti-Dumping Taxes and Farm Bill Act that set barriers to farm-produced imports. The Vietnam Pangasius Association's members will be guided how to adapt to free trade agreements, particularly the U.S. Farm Bill, and expand the growth of promising markets to at least 10%. Improving the value chain, refining databases, and launching an information network will be aided by a map of shellfish sector in the Mekong Delta that is to be devised by the association. Trade promotion programs, including exhibitions and fairs, will give trade fish breeders and processors a full and correct picture of the markets at home and abroad. The customs statistics showed that Vietnam raked in $1.44 billion from shellfish exports to 132 countries and territories in 2015.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has reported the export of Vietnamese dragon fruits is expected to shoot up after Taiwan agreed to reopen its doors to Vietnamese white-fleshed dragon fruits from June 2016.
Dragon fruits are favored for exports thanks to its long-term preserving term, 40 days, and low cost of transportation by sea route from $0.2 to $0.3 per kilogram. Australia has officially commenced a review to improve fresh dragon fruits from Vietnam. According to the Australian Embassy in Vietnam, fresh dragon fruits are one of the agricultural products given top priority to assess the Australian market. In the first 6 months of this year, Vietnam shipped 4,610 tons of fruits to foreign markets, 72% of which were dragon fruits. Vietnam exported over 1 million tons of dragon fruits in 2015.
The northern province of Bắc Giang has so far exported over 32,215 tons of lychees to foreign markets, accounting for 25% of the province's total output in the 2016 crop.
According to the Provincial Department of Industry and Trade, 32,200 tons was shipped to China through Lạng Sơn, Lào Cai and Hà Giang border gates. Meanwhile, 13 tons were sent to the US, Australia and Malaysia. This year, lychee exporters are expanding their markets to Poland and the Middle East. As part of efforts to back exporters, the department has coordinated with authorized agencies in the border provinces of Lào Cai and Lạng Sơn to update them on the market situation and new policies of China while promoting lychees in mass media in China, the US, France, Australia and Malaysia. In this year's crop, Bắc Giang's total lychee output is estimated to reach 130,000 tons, including nearly 60,000 tons produced under VIET-GAP standards. So far, 54,200 tons, or 39% of the lychees, have been harvested. Lục Ngạn district has 158 hectares of lychee farms, producing about 1,000 tons under Global GAP standard. Along with exports, Bắc Giang has also sold a great volume of lychees to the domestic market, especially southern localities, with 8,000 tons.
An album featuring traditional Vietnamese music, which was released in Europe by German-based company Glitterbeat Records, will be introduced to international audience at the World of Music Arts and Dance Festival in London, slated for July 28 to 31st.
The album Hanoi Masters, War is a Wound, Peace is a Scar, made its debut in March 2015 to mark the 40th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. The album features folk and traditional songs in Sầm, folk music popular in the north, and Chầu Văn, ritual singing, written by unknown artisans and veteran musicians like Phó Đức Phương. This is a joint project between U.S. Grammy-winning producer Jan Brennan and Vietnamese traditional musician Võ Văn Ánh, who is also residing in the U.S. Ánh compositions include the Emmy-winning soundtrack to Bolina 52 in 2009 and the score for the Oscar-nominated Daughter from Da Nang in 2003. In summer 2014, both of them returned to Vietnam to implement their joint project. The CD includes 10 songs performed on Asian Vietnamese instruments such as đàn tranh, 16-chord zither, đàn nguyệt, Vietnamese 2-chord guitar, and đàn bầu, monochord. It features Ánh and traditional performers such as Phạm Mộng Hải, Nguyễn Thị Lạn, Xuân Hoạch, Võ Tuấn Minh, and Nguyễn Quốc Hùng. Some of the compositions are direct responses to the war, while others are new adaptations of traditional Vietnamese songs. Regardless of when those songs were written, though the recordings are all shot through with a sense of intense loss, the loss the listener feels not only of friends and family, but also of the emotions that a country that has induced a long history of colonial conflict can perhaps never again enjoy. The Guardian newspaper praised the CD as an extraordinary record, saying that Hanoi Masters offers a window into the stark and powerful beauty of traditional Vietnamese music and into the nature of music as herself a response to this most savage of wars.
And that was the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for tuning in. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. Goodbye for now.